Hello, in this video I'm going to tell you how you can help your anxiety. And it's really simple, and it's something that many people have never thought of doing. And I want you to let me know in the comments, when I tell you what this is in a moment, have you ever done this? Because lots of people have done breathing exercises and they think that's going to help, and they've done exposure therapy, and they've done all these things that won't do anything. But there's one thing that many people have never thought of doing with their anxiety. Have you ever spoken to it? Have you ever spoken to your anxiety? And this is the point where people start clicking off thinking, oh, this guy's crazy, he's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's talking about, how can I talk to my anxiety? Well, those are the people that will never fix it, ever. Because what you need to understand is when you ask how to help your anxiety is actually wanting to help you. You see, all problems have a positive intention. And you may have heard this before, because I've had people come to me who have said, oh, I've heard this before and it's crazy. How can anxiety have a positive intention? How can me shaking and sweating and feeling sick when I drive, or whatever your problem is? How can that be positive? Well, what you need to understand is that your problem now was once something else. So you see, your anxiety has a positive intention, and if you speak to it and find out what that intention is, you can then separate its intention from its actions. So let me give you an example of this. I worked with somebody once who, every time they drove, the problem was they had crippling stomach pain, and they'd been to see a doctor and they'd had it all assessed, and they said, there's nothing wrong with you, x-rays, pills, whatever, nothing wrong. They said, it's just anxiety. But why was the stomach hurting so much when they drove? Well, because years and years ago at school, I think it was about 30, 40 years ago, I can't remember now because I've worked with so many people, but many years ago, they were being bullied at school. So you see, their mind had come up with a solution, which was, well, if I make you have a stomach ache, you'll have to be off school ill, and then the bullies can't get to you, and you're safe, right? So that's how it works. Your mind comes up with a solution, which is, you're being bullied, that's hurting you, so I'm going to give you a stomach ache to stop you getting to school, and you won't be bullied. Now, years later, when they were driving, they had the same experience on the road, because they didn't like being tailgated, and this is a very common thing I've done another video on. The tailgaters, the people driving too close behind them, were the bullies. So you see, their mind came up with the old solution it had decades ago. Oh, they're being bullied. I know, what did I do before? Oh, I gave them a stomach ache. So they were getting crippling stomach aches when they drove. So you see how your problem, your anxiety, actually has a positive intention. It wants to help you out. Now, yes, it's getting it wrong because it's doing the job it did years ago, but your mind doesn't think like that. Your mind, you have to understand, all these problems exist in your subconscious. So that's why you're wasting your time with exposure therapy, which is conscious. Fight the feelings, beat the anxiety. You don't want to beat it. The anxiety is your friend. It's there to help you. It wants to help you. So why would you want to beat and attack and overcome a friend? That's why it doesn't work. If you speak to your problem, you can talk to it. And it sounds crazy, I know. So I'm losing my voice still, I've just got over flu. But this sounds crazy. But when you speak to your problem, then you'll be amazed when sometimes it speaks back. And I've had this where people have said, you know what, Paul, they come to me to work with me online and they say, I thought you were crazy. I watched this video and I thought, who is this mad Englishman who's talking about talking to your anxiety? What an idiot, what a stupid waste of time. And I sat there and I said, okay, so anxiety, what's the purpose? And something came into my mind and I remembered something from years ago. And that's the same feeling I have now. Maybe it's real. Maybe I do need to talk to it. And they fixed it on their own just by talking to it. Now, it's not that easy, and you need to understand In the same way I'm having trouble talking now because I've just got over flu, it can be quite hard to speak to your problem if you don't know exactly how to do it, because I've been trained in this stuff and it's quite weird the way you do it. You don't just sit there and talk to him like, hey, anxiety, what's the cause? What are you doing? What are you there for? Oh, well, I'm doing this. It doesn't work like that. Your mind doesn't talk in words. Your mind talks in things like colours, shapes, symbols. It uses weird symbology like dreams. That's your subconscious talking to you. So you need to understand that the way you talk to your mind is something you need to study to understand it. But I understand not everyone wants therapy or not everyone can afford to do therapy. So what I'll do now is I'm going to put a link on the screen to a video I made. Watch the video on the screen now to help you talk to your problem. And although it's about driving test nerves, that doesn't matter. It works with anything. If you want to work with me one-to-one online from anywhere in the world, contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.